Never underestimate the IT girl. I wasn't even supposed to hear this story. A close friend told it to me one evening, saying, "You're not going to believe what my sister did." And once I heard it, I knew it was something people needed to hear. Her name is Emily. Emily had been obsessed with computers since she was a kid. While other people struggled with basic tech, she could break down entire systems and rebuild them without hesitation. Over the years, she built a solid career in IT, moving from company to company, sharpening her skills. Eventually, she landed a job at a mid-sized service and distribution company in the United States. It was a decent setup, nothing fancy, but stable. The IT department was small, just Emily and one other guy. A few years into her job, the company decided to completely upgrade its system. They had been using separate software for everything: dispatching, inventory, payroll, finance, and it was a mess. Data had to be moved manually between systems, mistakes were common, and everything felt outdated. That's when Emily stepped in. She recommended implementing a full ERP system, something she had already worked with before and understood deeply. An ERP system basically runs the entire company. Orders, inventory, employees, vendors, reports, everything flows through one system. It's powerful, but also complicated, and Emily was the only one who truly understood it. The implementation process was exhausting. For months, she worked nonstop, setting everything up, customizing workflows, training employees in every department. Day after day, she carried the entire transition on her shoulders. But eventually, it worked. The system went live, and slowly, things started running smoothly. Employees adapted, operations improved, the company became more efficient. For a moment, it felt like all her hard work had paid off. But that peace didn't last. The company decided to expand across the country. At first, it sounded like a good thing, growth usually is. But with expansion came different time zones, and that's when everything changed. Emails started coming in earlier than ever, and much later too. Requests piled up outside normal working hours. People expected immediate responses, no matter the time. Emily would log in the morning already overwhelmed with urgent issues, and in the evenings her phone wouldn't stop ringing, even during dinner. There was no balance anymore. So management came up with a solution. They decided to split shifts between the two IT employees. One would handle early hours, the other would cover late ones. Emily was assigned the early shift. Her colleague was supposed to take the later one, but he had a family, and he refused. Management didn't care. They pushed him anyway. So he quit. Just like that, Emily was alone. The entire company now depended on one person. Management promised they would hire someone new, but weeks turned into months. The problem? They were offering a salary far below market value, and no experienced IT professional was willing to accept it. Emily knew exactly what was happening. She asked for a raise. They said no. She asked for overtime. They said no again. They told her that as an IT specialist, she was considered exempt, meaning no overtime pay. And technically, they were right, but that didn't make it fair. The workload kept increasing. She handled every support request, every system issue, every training session for new employees. And no matter how hard she worked, it was never enough. If she missed a call, she got criticized. If she didn't respond instantly, she got blamed. It didn't matter if it was early morning or late at night. She was expected to be available all the time. That's when something in her changed. She stopped asking and started planning. Emily knew that system better than anyone. She had built it, configured it, and maintained it. She knew exactly what data it tracked and how to access it. Every employee login, every session, every minute worked. And then she realized something important. While she might not qualify for overtime, most of the other employees did. Under U.S. labor laws, salaried workers are still entitled to overtime pay after a certain number of hours, unless they're classified as managers, and most of them weren't. So Emily started digging, quietly, carefully. She ran reports for every non-manager in the company. She went all the way back to when the ERP system was first implemented. The data was clear. People had been working far beyond legal limits for years. Then she contacted an employment lawyer. She explained everything and made sure what she was doing was completely legal. Once she got the green light, she made her final move. Emily secured a new job, and the day she left the company, she sent one last email. Every employee received it. Attached was a spreadsheet showing exactly how many overtime hours they had worked, hours they were legally entitled to be paid for. The subject line said, "You are legally entitled to overtime pay," and in the body of the email, she included the lawyer's contact information. What happened next was absolute chaos. Employees started reaching out. One after another, they realized how much money they were owed, and almost all of them took action. The company was hit with claims from nearly every department. In the end, they had to pay out a massive amount of money, far more than it would have cost to simply treat Emily fairly. All they had to do was pay one person what she deserved. Instead, they paid everyone.